When JP
and KY.
Even though they're going to know our real names anyway.
All right,
it
well,
doesn't really matter.
somebody,
Yeah, but I like JP. Whatever.
All right. Either way, somebody just
come on. Okay.
Somebody gets
Zack
started
Loco.
All right, somebody gets started here.
This is
Yando, go
News
ahead.
Daily, and Yando, pick it up.
Kicking it over to
KY Jelly.
That is also our sponsor for the evening.
You are listening to Dudes News Daily, bringing you the daily news intermittently. Got a whole bunch of peeps in the studio tonight. This motherfucker to my right. First time on the show, Zack Loco. See, good plug-in. You're welcome.
Hi.
Hi. We have Red, of course.
Hey.
Been on the show quite a bit. And then your main host, the one with the most, JP.
Bringing you the what?
It's all right.
Where the hell?
It's all right, folks. He's pretty.
Where the hell am I?
Oh, so
Where am I?
Wait, what are we doing here?
And I am KY. So there you go.
Best introduction yet.
That's
So Mr.
unfortunate.
Loco, first time on the show.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Are you though?
Yeah, actually I am.
Believe it or not.
As happy as I ever get about anything.
Well, we've been trying to get you on the show for quite a while. Not your fault whatsoever.
You guys are really tough to book a gig with.
Tell you what, we're just
Like it's
very competitive.
they had to juggle some things around
Probably get an
to make this
easier.
work.
Probably have an easier time getting an Alex Jones.
I was so grateful though. Like I just wanted to molest an American flag and turn all the frogs gay. Like that's how happy I was.
Mission accomplished.
I'm a Canadian. I'm just a fighting Texan. No, you're not, Alex. You're crazy. And we
Is
love you.
he a Texan?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
from
he is.
Dallas, right?
Is he? I mean,
Oh,
that's,
no, Austin. Austin.
I mean that's not jaw dropping.
Doesn't
I love
matter.
Alex Jones.
Supposedly.
He's
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been fighting a cold for months.
I gotta calm down.
Trying to
He starts dabbing his forehead with his handkerchief. You know.
I still like him though.
Supposedly he's a
You
really.
got me on
this,
podcast
I've been
listening.
listening to Alex Jones for 63 years.
Supposedly he's actually a really nice guy. He's just a little bit of a whack job.
I'm thinking a
not
lot
fair
of
to
this,
say.
Which is why
That's
his
what Joe
wife's
Rogan
taking him to
says.
court.
Eccentric
He
thinker.
says, I've known him for years. I consider him a good friend. He says he's a really, really great guy. He's just
who said
really
this?
out there. Joe Rogan.
Yeah, but all the shit he
well, if
looked
Joe
into and
Rogan
everything.
says it, it's like Jesus said it, right?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan's
I
never
love
been
Joe
wrong
Rogan. I
about
don't give a
anything.
fuck what you say. That's how I feel about that.
So extreme, you know.
It's one or the other.
I just said he might be wrong about that. Oh, you fucking hate him. You want him to die, you piece of shit. no, I just think he might be wrong about that.
Well, he thinks
And
that
I like Joe
that
Rogan,
the whole show, Alex Jones, it's all performance.
That's
It's-
exactly what I think, dude.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
don't
he
believe
fully
there's
believes
anything
in
to
what he's
that.
saying, but it sells.
Performance
you know?
art, really.
Yeah.
And he's making money off of it, so good for him.
I mean, I
It's the
buy
American
it.
way.
I buy his supplements.
You do not. There's no way.
I use the same elliptical heat.
If anything, you're
that's
losing
something.
body mass.
Yeah, but
There's
I'm
no way
gaining
you're
patriotism.
Yeah, right.
And you
God.
can't really replace that with anything.
No.
You know, you either got it or you don't, and I've got it in spades,
Actually,
Mr. KY.
Kennedy,
That
though,
says it all.
the
Yeah.
UFC fighter Kennedy, he does take one of Alex Jones's male enhanced boosters for performance, and it's
See-
increased his.
He
The more prevalent one though
Not sexual
is Frank
performance. I don't know
Thomas.
about
Okay, so you got-
Baseball player?
Yeah,
From
you
the
got
White
Alex
Sox.
Jones peddling his stuff, right? And you look at Alex Jones, and okay, like you know, for his age, you know, you could do worse than to look like the guy, you know, hairline notwithstanding. But then over here, you got Frank Thomas, who looks like he could rip your arms off
a big
with
boy.
minimal effort, and then go up and hit like 45 home runs with one of them over the course of an 162 game season. He still looks like exactly the way he did when he played, plugging his stuff. I think I'll probably listen to Frank Thomas instead of the race-spewing bigot psychopath over here, no matter what the results might be.
I don't know. Have you seen his before and after photos?
Yeah, they're remarkably similar, actually.
He's just a little more red.
There may have been a better Photoshop
You
job.
can't tell me that guy's not on blood pressure meds.
Oh, he has to be.
He's gotta be.
Just to get to the level to perform. I know. I don't want to see it. Thank you.
He looks good with his shirt off.
I'm. Ugh.
I just can't believe he's single.
Before and after. That's wicked tan burn right there.
Dude, I can't believe he is either, because the guy must have money.
Oh yeah.
He has turned what he does into plenty of money. So if he's single, it's only until the next time he goes
Doesn't
out to
wear
the
a
bar
ring. I didn't know he
and
was
decides to bring
Do you
a
look for the
22-year-old
ring? He
home.
is. He's married on all the shows.
Do
he's
you
always
look
talk-
for the ring? What do
I
you
said
look
you-
for? How
I'm not trying to
chafed
pick
his
him up.
dick is?
KY.
What do you look for?
I'm not looking for his ring. I'm not trying to pick him up. I just know he talks about his wife.
I
and
don't
his
care
family.
if he's married.
I mean, those supplements. You seen that, Chess?
Talks about protecting his family all the time, his
Well,
wife and everything.
I don't listen
It
to
bears
him enough
mentioning that the
I
last
do.
time
But-
KY was on supplements, they were supplements that JP gave him, and they gave him the shits. For like ever. Like he's just now recovering from it. This was like 8
solely
months
blame
ago.
you for the
This is 8 months ago.
emotional and physical trauma I've had the last
He looks
6 months.
he looks
with
even
my
more.
asshole.
Well, just because the
like a
doctor said you
woman.
took a supplement, you took a supplement for a week, and all of a sudden it
Fuck you,
changed
a
your
week,
whole-
it was a month.
Your grease trap kicked a long time before those supplements. Come on.
Probably didn't help it.
Yeah.
No, but
Oh no, that didn't help.
my
it.
copious amounts of fat and sugar didn't affect
I was just
my
trying to get you to work
gallbladder.
out,
Give me
man.
a break.
Oh, forgive me. I'm trying to get you to work out.
Well, we talked about that. I don't know if
You
it was
look
on the
like
last
Chris
episode.
Farley and Ellen had a baby,
No.
and then left it at a hockey arena.
According to the
Midnight Dumpster Baby.
what was it, that periodic table of fucking, it was Uncle Fester with the wig on.
No, that's not fair.
Yes, it is. It's spot on. Look at this.
I should have known better to think I may have not been
fair.
ganged up on the
were
show
ganged
tonight.
up.
It's because you seem.
all made
Listen,
one.
you seem.
I made them the other day.
All
'cause I missed the
seriousness,
whole
you seem
crew.
a little. You seem a little despondent, and
Tell me
the
if they're
only
not
way to deal
slightly
with that
accurate,
is to
though.
just savage you
No,
about
tell me if they're
everything.
not slightly accurate. I made one for everyone.
Everything
of us.
except
Keep
what's
scrolling.
really bothering
Go
you.
ahead.
I never denied that I look like Ellen. I want you to tell that story
What?
because if you go on our social media, you can see what JP looks like, and if you can't admit that he is a spitting image of Clint Eastwood,
My angry face?
yeah,
Yeah.
come on.
Let's see it.
I'm not angry right now, though. Hold on. I can't do it.
Yeah, I'd give him that just based on the eyes.
I don't mean to boost your ego, but I can't really deny it either.
Well, it's
Dad, you owe me.
Yeah, Dad.
the only hope now is to overboost it so
Yeah.
that it pops.
I think you should reach out.
Do me a
Scott.
favor. Say Zipperhead once.
Wow.
Nope.
Gran Torino? Come
Delete it.
on.
Why did you pick that?
Gran Torino of all the movies, you went right for the racist
Yeah.
one.
That doesn't say anything about me, does it?
No.
Okay.
It says everything about you.
Doesn't say the good.
Oh my god. So, did you see Quiet Place yet?
No,
I did.
I know. You said it was decent.
It was good. It wasn't amazing, but it was good.
Oh, that's the one with Jim and his wife.
Yeah.
They've had some rough years, man. I tell you. Here's the funny part about seeing that movie
It looked
in
gimmicky.
theaters. Obviously, the title gives it away. It's you have to be quiet because these monsters will hunt you based off sound. So there's barely any dialogue in the movie. Like there's enough where you're not just falling asleep, but the film is so quiet. You hear everything around you. Why? Why do you do the things you do?
Because I want to see this movie
No, you don't.
so badly.
You don't give a fuck.
And you're basically spoiling it for me.
I'm not spoiling shit.
Tell us about the part where the kid's walking on the walking behind his parents, and then he turns on some fucking toy in the woods, and
I'm not going to tell you that.
then Jim has to run back because Mose is going to come out
Jim
of the
just
woods.
beats him.
Mose
mercilessly.
Mose comes running out of the woods. And Dwight's behind him trying to wrangle him, but that's a lost cause. Dwight can't wrangle Mose.
Somebody took the trailer and put in the Office scenes with
Did
it. Yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
didn't watch it, but
I want to see it.
yeah, it's worth looking up. I guess. I mean, anything with the Office. Is
I'm
worth
trying to
looking
get the wife to even watch the trailer for Upgrade.
up. That was
I think
surprising
it looks
trailer.
delightful.
Oh, yeah.
But-
I'm interested.
explain more.
About what?
this is
Trying
your-
to talk her into it, or trying to get her to look at her phone long enough to absorb it?
What is the movie? Explain.
Oh well, you could. It's called Upgrade. You can go on YouTube. It's the Red Band trailer. That's the one I enjoy. It's got the swearing and such and the gore in it. But it's a guy. He's a mechanic. He's what's his name? Logan Marshall Green. I think he was on 24 and some other stuff. But these guys kill his wife and make him a paraplegic, and somebody offers to put a computer chip in the base of his skull that'll allow him to walk again, and then it kind of becomes this like super dominant AI that with his permission can just take him over, and he just kind of becomes a passenger in his own body as this thing.
But a fucking badass.
Just oh yeah, it looks pretty funny and pretty gory, and those are two things that I enjoy quite
and
a bit.
it kind of seems like it's a B movie too. It's not.
Yeah, I like that aspect of it.
I don't even know who stars in it. I don't
Yeah,
even
like I said, it's
recognize them.
Logan Marshall Green and a bunch of people I don't know.
Right. When's it come out? Did it say?
I don't know. I don't remember. But I remember thinking that would be something that my wife and I could agree on to go to the movies and see.
She would agree to that.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yeah, we went to
cool.
Deadpool on Valentine's Day together.
Well, that's. Come on.
That's so romantic.
It was.
Well, that was their whole marketing campaign.
It was, but she was like totally game for it. Like she was not. I didn't have to drag her to it. You know what I mean? Like she was as excited to see it as anybody was.
all the marketing. Like here's an example of how brilliant the marketing was for that movie. I'm on Tinder swiping right every time because I have no standards. And what
Clearly.
I concur.
What pops up is an ad
dead.
for Deadpool. And it's like, will you join me on Valentine's Day, whatever.
You swiped right.
I swiped right, and they immediately get a message. It says, you and I, and it says the date. Hand in hand. Let's go see this together. I love you. And
The date is
I texted
February
back. I said, this
14th.
is the greatest thing I've ever seen. But it's...
Same day every year.
and then their billboards would be not him in the Deadpool costume or anything. It's just him and the girl, and they're like holding hands, and it's like a beautiful silhouetted background. And
Yeah.
Deadpool, February 14th.
Yeah, they confused a lot of people with the marketing.
It's awesome.
A friend of ours took his, at the time, 9-year-old. How old was
Oh,
Jordan?
my God.
9. I think?
Yes, yeah.
And they sat through like a lot longer than I would have let a 9-year-old watch that movie. They sat
now
through
I
quite a
think
bit
about
of
it,
it.
there was kids in the theater
Oh,
when
yeah.
I saw it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's confusing.
Paid your money.
Ryan Reynolds does a bunch of Make-A-Wish stuff, like as Deadpool. Like
That's awesome.
it's awesome in a way,
it's
but in
inappropriate.
another way, I'm like, how? Well, if my kid was terminal, like let's be honest, like God forbid that ever happens to anybody, but like if your kid became terminal, like why would you not let him do shit like that? You know what I mean?
It was like Daniel Tosh
Like, what are you
talking
saving?
about that,
What are you saving it for?
where he would make jokes about them dying, and the
That'd be
kid
by
would
my
laugh. He's like, the kid loved it. It's such a great sense of humor, even in the face of death. But the parents,
Oh yeah, parents are horrified. I'm sure.
they were not happy. Yeah. So, but it kind of.
Fuck the parents. If you can comfort the kid,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry.
Right.
I would want, that would comfort me an extension. You know what I mean?
So just quickly back to what I was talking about with The Quiet Place. It's just so silent. You hear every single popcorn crunch. You hear every single rapper. And there was this girl. She had to be like 11 or 12 next to us. Well, fuck you guys then.
There's a girl, like,
No, keep going.
You're setting the scene.
yeah.
None of that was going on. Jesus fucking
You don't
Christ.
know this.
I'm trying to make it so like they feel like they're there.
These are
Anyway,
tight-
that happens at every movie theater I ever go to
Doesn't matter the movie.
because I'm there. Anyway, keep going.
She was so easily scared, she would be completely over the top reactions. Any little jump, she's like, oh my God, oh, that was so scary, that was so scary. Everybody just turns. Like, shut the fuck up. Like,
But did-
especially during this movie.
Did
little
anybody,
girl,
did anybody
shut
say
it.
it?
No, no one had the balls to tell a 12-year-old to
Except
shut
for
the fuck
yourself.
up, but we all wanted to. Just drove me crazy.
I don't think
That's a
anyone
case
did,
of
but
that's a
you
case
did.
of like groupthink and like 9 people all waiting for the next person to pull the trigger and nobody does it. You know what I mean? Like that girl probably could have been like punched in the head and like you all would have just sat there. You know what I mean? Like should we do something? You do something. No, I don't want to do
the,
something. You do something.
bystander effect
Yeah,
is what
it
that
is.
is.
Is somebody
It's
else
not-
going to do something?
It's none of my business.
No, man, you got to dive in. You got to dive in.
And she got up like 4 or 5 times to go to the bathroom, and then when she got a text, she would get up and like look at her.
Hell,
She had to be like 11 or 12.
were her parents with her?
Her mom.
Just her mom?
Yeah.
So you don't have to like worry about getting beat up. You might get maced.
She's like 450 pounds. I wasn't worried at all.
Oh, yeah. That would have been awesome, dude. That would have been awesome. That would have been awesome. I would. That's a fight I want to see. Kyle against Eddie Kaspbrak's mom from It.
Yes, I will buy
Both of
tickets
them
to
wearing
that.
sumo, the whatever you call those things, the mawashis, whatever the.
The only extent.
What are the odds on that one? That's what I want to know.
I'd give Kyle 3-1 because he's a dirty fighter. He'll probably just kneecap her. Probably just kneecap her and watch her
Get
fall.
my foot caught in there.
Worth it. Or actually, Kyle's kind of dirty. He might throw the fight like Bruce Willis was intended to in Pulp Fiction.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, I can see Kyle being spoken to by some mysterious guy and like, yo, Yando, in the fifth, your ass go down.
Get hit in the head with a titty. Drop.
You might feel a slight sting.
It's a TKO by the right titty.
That sting's just pride fucking with you.
So every time she would get up and she would walk past us, I would sigh louder every single, just progressively louder.
Passive aggressive.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I was in a good mood. I didn't feel like fighting with a 12-year-old. You know, come on.
Yeah, you
That's a first.
But you also didn't feel like enjoying your movie, apparently.
I enjoyed it just fine. But it was a good movie. But there were points where I felt like, you know how they always have that pivotal scene where it's just a complete tension. The whole movie's tension, but they would have like 4 or 5 scenes where you're like, oh shit, this could get really bad, but they did them way too often. So by the end of it, you're just like
desensitized to it.
right, and I'm like, here we go again.
That happened to me during the remake of Evil Dead. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
We both loved it. Actually, my wife and I went to that too, and we're both equally excited about that. But yeah, I remember by the end of it just being like, you're just kind of shrugging your shoulders over like some pretty intense gore. The part where the girl's arm, like, by the time the girl's arm falls off, like, she's like, oh, guys, I think I'm okay. And then her arm drops off. Like, it's, by that point, you're like, it's funnier than anything. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh my God, that poor girl. It's like, that's, the timing of that was perfect. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I enjoy, maybe it's like, maybe that movie is like wheelchair basketball. Maybe I enjoy it for all the wrong reasons. Yep.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
it's a movie we're seeing because
Isn't that why we all
it's
like
an
it?
interesting concept, but like I said, it's just over and over the same type of thing, and you're just by the end you're like,
To be fair, I cheer for everybody.
So did you ever say anything to the 12-year-old?
Yeah, like
No.
that's
That's
what
what
I'm waiting for the
wondering, yeah,
comeuppance where
like-
like you don't even. I'm not even saying you like cuss her out, but just be like, "Excuse me, honey."
Shut the fuck up.
No, not that, but like, "Hey, hon, excuse me," but like, get lost with the phone. We're all trying to watch the movie. That's not anything. You're out of line.
When
You're
it-
not cussing her
when
out.
it-
You're
when
not-
it came
you're
to
not being rude to a child.
the
You're just saying, hey,
excessive freak
you know?
out moments, she eventually calmed down on that, but she, has
That's just enjoying
has
the movie.
a wrapper of food that she doesn't eat because she's on the verge of type 2 diabetes, and just fucking getting up.
And
and
you're not?
Just judging.
fuck her. I don't care. She's old enough to
So
realize.
why didn't you just tell her to stop then? If you
Because
didn't
I
care?
just didn't. The only time I ever did
you're
that,
like-
the only time I ever did that, there was like same age, I guess. I don't know why.
We've got a call here on line 1. It's the pot looking for the kettle.
Hi, you're on Dudes News Daily. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, I'm the pot. Hey, KY, what the fuck, man? You had me drive you to the doctor last week. You had a sugar attack. You were like 580. Come on, man.
Listen. I love,
All right,
I love chocolate. I just can't get over it.
And no one blames you. Chocolate's delicious.
I
Could you
believe
not love chocolate? I just want you to be up front. That's all.
up front she's a bitch. How about that?
That's
I don't
fine.
care. You're old enough to know. Quit the shit. And her mom the whole
Well,
time
she clearly
was like,
wasn't old enough to know her. Didn't have somebody teach her.
Ma'am, if you're a fan,
So teach her.
I
Be a
apologize.
teacher. Take that opportunity. Use it as a teachable
oh, because
moment.
the zipperhead comment wasn't even cutting
I
it. or-
apologize for that one too.
That was
Christ.
supremely racist.
Shame on you for bringing that back up.
that was whimsically, delightfully racist. But no, back to the kid. Like I said, don't cuss her out or anything. But you could be the one that teaches her. Like, hey, you can't just act like a dick in public. Like maybe that's
well,
okay at home, but you're not at home.
the thing
Like,
was,
there's
though,
other
it's
people
like-
out here, and you need to respect them
With-
to a certain degree.
in the middle. That's not really a movie where you can possibly piss off the mom
my
and
God.
then start an argument because there's no action scenes going on. There's no noise. So the whole time it's going to be me arguing with this.
See, if somebody's taking away from your enjoyment of it, I don't care if it's Bambi or Debbie Does Dallas. You look over and tell them, hey, your kid's crying too much, take him out of here. Or in a Debbie Does Dallas crowd, hey, you know, we'd all like to fucking scream while we affix our nipple clamps before we masturbate, but that's not this kind of place. This is more of a family establishment as far as jack-off theaters go.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had the wrong impression of this place.
Yeah.
My
Take
apologies.
it up in the balcony if you want to do that.
If
shit,
it,
man.
all I'm saying, if it was any
we
other,
run a clean floor.
if it was any other movie, it would have been way more bearable. But I got through it. Okay,
It's weird.
without
it's weird
starting
that-
an incident.
No, I get it, and good for you for doing that. But it took again. You weighed the pros and cons and decided my enjoyment of the movie is less important than this girl traipsing about like a gorilla. And that's fine. That's fine. That was your choice. I would not have made that choice.
The only thing I can give her credit for, she did put her phone on vibrate,
good for her. See,
but it should have been on silent.
No, that's like vibrate those.
Get it right.
Pretty classy.
She left it on the arm.
Yeah.
Face up.
I think I realized why he's so upset, though.
Why?
She never offered him any of the
Any
candy.
candy.
All I had was popcorn, and I had to have my slushie.
And I was actually
'cause
just about
I
to say
was-
no. What he was really upset about was that she wouldn't share his popcorn that had a hole in the bottom of the bucket.
She's fucking 12, man.
You just called her a bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Our show used to be
you called-
semi-family friendly.
you
Now
just-
it's just really.
We're going back to the
you
family
call her a bitch, and it's okay. You're
Really?
You're
Do we
debasing
have?
a
Are we gonna get
12-year-old.
into this right now?
This is hypothetical.
Is it
Kyle.
though?
And
It is.
welcome
You seem
to
like I
welcome
have
to
this plan
dudes.
Okay.
down pat.
I thought this was hypothetical, and the only way this isn't hypothetical is if you actually had a tub of popcorn in your lap with your penis in it.
Extra-
And I'm giving you the benefit of the
Extra
doubt.
butter.
Don't call him out.
Extra butter.
I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt and assuming that didn't actually
And
happen.
a little cayenne. You know, just
However you like it, bro.
I
it's
just
not,
like
it's not about me.
Me, I
I'm
go
a
in.
lover.
I go in dry. I like it to hurt a little.
I just like to say that this is our late at night
This
edition.
is the late night edition.
No, this is the fucking HBO edition. All right.
Listen, if we're dropping f bombs, then what's off limits? Really?
FX drops f bombs on cable now.
Yeah, late night.
No, not even late night.
It's supposed to be after 10.
It was at 7 o'clock.
This is
Yeah.
prime
And
time.
it was Deadpool, and they're saying fucking this and fucking that, and I was like, what is going on?
Was it FXX or FX?
FX.
It could have been FSX or whatever it was,
Yeah.
but
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
either way, it was surprising.
Yeah. Yeah, see, they laid it down a couple of years ago that after 10 you could pretty much run every cable like network like HBO.
That's kind of like I think that does mixes in with public radio too, because when I was with the Quake,
Speaking of HBO, not to cut you off,
you
but
always do.
No, you meant to.
last night, was it last night? Late last night or the night before? I don't remember. The HBO had the Andre the Giant documentary,
Oh yeah,
and I did not get to watch it yet. And I didn't know if any of you guys did.
no,
Have
I-
not.
No.
But I'm planning to, because I've hijacked my friend's HBO Go password.
Oh, I used to do that.
Yeah.
Friend in college.
I don't use it. Like I don't watch HBO, and I'm not really that interested in starting to watch any new shows. I'm kind of enjoying the
Worth
freedom
it.
of not being tethered to my TV. It's
Oh,
kinda
that will
good.
happen,
It's
though.
pretty cool. But I did want to check that out, and my father actually watched it, and I was out visiting him tonight, and he actually really dug it. And Mom watched some of it, but she said it kind of shook her up because she liked The Princess Bride, and she liked he was a worldwide celebrity, so everyone knew who he was, and Mom always got the impression he was a really nice guy. And this kind of thing, this documentary kind of shows how people kind of treated him like shit. And,
Oh yeah,
and how rotten his life actually was. So I can't wait to see it.
he died awfully early, didn't he?
Well, he had acromegaly, which is giantism, and
Right.
they didn't really have the surgery to fix it. I don't think back then like they do now. So
So when the heart is like.
it's the pituitary.
Oh.
It's pressure. It's a tumor on your pituitary, and it's causing it to just pump out way too much HGH, and your head gets big. Your hand. That's why his hands look the way they did. His hands were enormous. You could palm a Buick. I mean, they actually had a picture of him drinking a beer, and they had a regular can of
No, but
beer, and it doesn't
generally-
even reach up to the top of his hand. It's like, it's great. He drank 107 beers in a sitting. Cause,
Yeah.
like he was
Good.
huge. He was legitimately just
Yeah,
a
but
giant.
giants generally have like
That's why he died when he was like
Heart
43.
problems, don't
Yeah,
they?
he died. It's well, you remember all the outcry when Barry Bonds was doing HGH. It's the same thing. That's what that tumor is pumping into your system by pressing on your pituitary. Like natural HGH.
His
but it's
cranium
just doing
was
it.
never that big before.
No, and apparently he didn't start seeing symptoms until he was like 12 or 13 or in his early teens. But anyway, it's apparently really sad. I wanted to check it out. I like stuff that's sad.
I just want to be in a bum mood.
No, it's not gonna bum me out. It's just,
Makes me feel a lot
I
better
remember
about
when
myself.
I remember being a little kid, and I remember when he died, being a little kid, and being in the papers and being like really sad about it because I loved The Princess Bride and still do to this day, and I loved wrestling when I was a kid, and he was, huge.
No pun intended.
Yeah, so I think that's why my dad checked it out too. And then Dad and I hugged, and Mom sang "Love Lift Us Up Where We Belong." That's how my night went.
Where
Your family is so delightful.
Yeah, we're
on a mountain.
it's a big love fest. And then, like I was telling them, I'm a big Penguins fan, huge Penguins fan, and my son decided to sit with me tonight and watch the second period of the game.
Good.
It was so nice. He never wants to do that. He's so antisocial, never wants to cuddle, never wants to do anything like that. He just climbed up in my lap. We're watching the game together. It was great. And he was asking me questions, and I'm answering them. And he knows that I'm a Penguins fan. I have jerseys and hats and all that stuff. And he's a smart little guy. He's 3. And so he decided to root for the Flyers, knowing that it's playoff hockey,
awesome.
knowing that this is an important game, and knowing that the Flyers are not just the team we're playing against, but like they're the bad guys. That's the bad guys. That's like rooting for ISIS. You know what I mean? You don't do that. You don't root for Philly. You just and he did it just to be contrarian. And then he was laughing at my displeasure. And then he hopped off my lap and went down the hall to watch like Ben 10. But so like he basically climbed in my lap. We had a nice moment, and then he just ruined it by like
What a
like
twist.
actively rooting for the Flyers, making fun of the Penguins, rooting against us. It was pretty funny.
Your son is just an absolute extension of really
He's
who
a
you
carbon copy.
Yeah.
He's an
If you could
incontinent
fucking
version of
clone
me. He's a tiny
humans.
incontinent version of me.
He is the coolest kid ever.
But it's all the bad parts of me. It's
Yeah.
the parts of me that I rein in on a daily basis, and they're just untethered with this kid.
are. Do you think he might have picked it up from you though?
Of course.
I mean,
I don't display. I try to model good behavior for him. I really do, because I don't want
he hears
a
you.
shithead kid.
It's
I
in
don't.
it. It's in his
That's
DNA, baby.
embarrassing, but it is. It's bred right into him to be. He talks back. Oh, shocker! He's a back talker. He's got an answer for everything.
What?
When
Really?
when
No,
you die, your brain should be studied for science, just to give him some fucking answers.
No, it should be detonated with C4. So either that or put in like one of those boxes that they put Superman villains in and like shot into space.
I hope my daughter marries your boy.
I hope that doesn't happen for the sake of both of us. They'd be combative together.
It'd be great.
It'd be World War. Yeah, there'd be a lot of IDV court in our future. Oh, hey man, what's up, Brad? What's up, Brad? Are we recording tonight after this?
This support thing's getting pretty old.
That protection order doesn't mean that we can't hang out, does it?
Just let them burn. So you specifically got the HBO Go account just for the Andre the Giant?
No, we've had it for a little while. What was it? What was it she was watching? She got it to watch something very specific. I can't remember what it was she wanted to watch. I did watch a show on there for a little bit called High Maintenance. I think I told you guys about it, and I think I know JP watched a few episodes of it, and he was affected by the same one I was, which was the one about the dog.
High maintenance.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that show.
You do? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It's
yeah.
my favorite show on HBO.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got into it. I watched like most of the first season, and it was I dug it. It was random and it was odd and it was quirky, and I dug it. But I don't know why we just kind of tapered off watching it. But again, I can pick it up anytime.
Oh man, I love it.
I think that's what I think that's why I stopped watching shows, is the convenience of it. Like, I don't have to watch it. I can watch it later. You can universally watch it later.
I feel like I have to force myself to do that now.
I grew up as a kid without a VCR for the first, like, I don't know how many years of my life. Like, we probably didn't get a VCR till I was like 9 or 10. You know, like that wasn't so like taping it. That wasn't a thing you could do. And then when we could do that, that seemed like ooh, like we've like looks like we made it. And like I remember that being a big deal. And now now you don't have to watch anything right now. Like it doesn't matter what time anything's on. That's why you're seeing commercials scrambling to stay relevant because you don't have to watch anything right now. You don't have to sit through ads. No. So. I don't remember where that train of thought was going, but that's why I don't watch anything anymore because you're not making if there's not a time constraint on it, like you have to watch an hour, you're gonna miss it. Well,
Not with high maintenance, though.
no, again,
what it makes me?
It's a TV show.
But you know what it
I mean?
reminds me of, though? Just the random shit that would happen to me back in the day. Like, you know what I mean? It's like
just funny situations you find yourself in, meeting random strange people.
Yeah.
I love
what
that
I love
about
about-
life.
yeah.
I love that about life too.
That's what I love about that show.
Which is why when we go to like weddings or like any large gathering of people, as little as I like most people on a one-on-one basis, I love meeting new people. I love like darting in and out of groups of people and meeting new people and making them laugh and then getting away. Like, you know what I mean? Like make an impression and then get out. Like,
Who is that guy?
yeah, who was that? Who was that mysterious man? Who was that mysterious man who told me a dick joke at this funeral? Like that's pretty much what I'm going for. Like get in, get out.
Is he with the bride or the groom?
Yeah, like who brought that friggin' weirdo?
He's the local
but by the
drunk.
time-
He comes here for the free shrimp.
But by the time you know what's going on, I'm already 3 groups away, and it's too late to do anything about it. That's like ideal for me.
You're
And that's the
cock
premise
tease.
of the show.
But that's why she doesn't like taking me anywhere, and that's why whenever my wife and I go anywhere together, she makes me promise that I'm not going to in her words, ditch her. But I tell her all the time, I'm like, I know you really well, like really well. I want to get to know other people, and then come back to you at the end of the night, and then we can leave together. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you could go meet some people too, and make some friends, because she's pretty cool too. But she's not like that. Like she's no, not like that. She's
Absolutely.
yeah. She's not gonna tell you like filthy jokes and shit and stuff like that, man.
I wish she would.
I wish she would too. Like she's like that at home with me, but it's more in defense.
So polite.
And she is. She's a sweetheart. But she's. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
she lives with me. She's
God bless her heart.
she keeps up. God love her. Let's talk about white male privilege.
Screw it.
I'm digging it. How about you guys? You enjoying yours?
One of my favorite jokes.
I know I'm
is by-
enjoying mine.
Yeah.
One of my favorite jokes of all time, which of course is a tad bit tainted with the guy who says it, but Louis C.K. with the joke
It's
is
not tainted. He just likes to jack off in front of people.
he
doesn't?
goes, you can go. He goes,
kill
you
anyone.
can't say that it's it's not great to be white. It'd be impossible to just being white's terrible. I hate it because you can go back at any point in time. It doesn't matter if it's 1600s, 1300s, whatever. And then you go to a restaurant and like, oh, hello, sir. We have a seat right here for you, and pull out a chair because you're white. No matter where you go back in history, it's awesome. You can't say that about any other race. But
It actually occurred to me the other day too that anytime like another culture has something that we find even remotely appealing, or something that we can commercialize and use for monetary gain, we just co-opt it like immediately, like and we water it down and we make it white person safe. We make it like we make it like suburb safe. It can't, like Ice Cube. Remember Ice Cube when he was in NWA and he was a bad motherfucker from Compton? You know what I mean?
now he's in family vacation comedies going to the woods.
Exactly.
And running into raccoons.
Exactly. Now, or like Ice-T. I think about that all the time. Like
Asking
everybody
on
knows Ice-T as the detective on SVU, and he's helping out. Yeah, he's helping
You
out.
know he's in a metal band, right?
He's helping out sex abuse victims. What are you talking about? Body count?
Body count. I've seen him live.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about too. That's what I was about to address.
Yeah.
Like, so everyone's like, "Oh, it's Ice-T, and he's so safe, and he's so, oh my God, like you could go up and hug him. He's got a reality show, blah blah." Blah. He did Cop Killer back in the day, and was like ready to fist fight Charlton Heston. You know what I mean? Like, it was. I remember that when I was a kid, and I remember it being like hugely controversial.
When he was playing live,
and him defending the content of the song is like the way they grew up because of the corrupt police in L.A.
Watched him live in Montreal, and just before his song started, he just randomly points out in the crowd and goes, y'all watch out. I'm going to fuck every one of your daughters. And it was like, what? Like, no warning, just flat out said it, and then the song started. Had no context even what the song was about. He just wanted to say it.
The weird thing was it was a Christian youth dance that they were performing at. So, like, there wasn't anybody in the crowd over 15. I'm going to fuck every one of your daughters.
It didn't stop Ted Nugent's not going to stop me.
No, let's not talk about Ted Nugent unless you want me to really start spewing some filth.
I would love that.
Oh, my God, I'm sick of that friggin' washed-up, has-been douche. Like, I'm not even... That's a guy that'll ruin your platform. You know what I mean? Even if you have a legitimate platform, that's a guy that you don't want on your side. It'd be like Nambla coming to agree with you at like a press conference. You know what I mean? Like seriously, there's some people you just like, no thanks. You know, no thanks. Even if you agree with me, no, we're good. We're good on support over here. Thank you.
Ted, go back to the ranch, Ted.
Thank
Ted,
you for not
throwing
throwing your support behind me, Nambla, or Ted Nugent. The guy, like, I don't want to hear about patriotism from Ted freaking Wango Tango Nugent. I don't want to hear about patriotism from a guy who admittedly shit his pants to avoid draft service. I don't want to hear about it. You had a chance to be a man and go over and fight for your country like everybody else had to back then, and to dodge the draft, you pooped yourself.
And instead, you became famous about a song of having sex with an underage girl.
Yeah.
What's more American than that?
Basically.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Makes me proud to be a Canadian.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's America.
Get out.
You know, it's part of it. It's part of the tapestry that's Americana, whether you like it or not. You know what I mean? There's like, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna bag on the country as a whole. I love the country as a whole. You know what I mean? But there's people in it that are dicks. You know what I mean? But Canada has their share of dicks too. Look at Scott. Look at Scott.
Who was the Toronto mayor?
Rob Ford.
Yes.
Rob Ford smoked crack.
Yes.
My hero.
Yeah, Rob Ford, delightful.
The most entertaining politician of
whimsically
Canada
entertaining
history.
politician.
I think it's a
Love
possibility we could get him on the show.
He's dead.
He's dead.
He died.
He died pretty soon after
Yeah.
being a soundbite in the news.
Well, once he was done,
My dreams are slowly fading.
It's not. I'm sure he died with a crack pipe in his mouth.
Well, we should.
Weren't there some people arguing that he actually did a lot of great things for the
He
city
did.
of Toronto?
He did.
He did, yeah.
No, there's no. Again, you can hate on the. No, they're making a movie about him.
Oh my God.
They really should, man. Why wouldn't you?
Oh, wow, a year ago or 2 years ago.
Yeah. Fucking dead. I think he had a heart attack. Can't remember. But
Well, at least he didn't cut his thumb open and have it get infected on a crack stone.
who did that? Anybody?
Actually, no, he died
It's
of.
just something that might happen.
I'm not even sure how to pronounce this.
A broken heart.
Liposarcoma.
The hell
It's
is
a
that?
rare cancer.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
like liposarcoma.
There you go.
It arises in adipose tissue. He was treated with chemotherapy and surgery, and then he died.
Should have done more crack cocaine.
Well, and you know, I mean, if he'd have known he was going to die of
didn't
this
he-
rare cancer, wouldn't he have smoked more crack?
Did he
And
assault?
I would have saluted him for it.
Yeah.
If you're dying, do it up.
Didn't he?
What are you saving it for? You know what I mean? What are you waiting for? Unless you're one of those my body is a
Didn't he
temple
like verbally
people.
assault a woman? Too like it just.
Verbally assault. You can't verbally assault somebody.
Yeah, you can.
Those are two mutually exclusive terms.
Regardless.
He yelled at somebody.
Yeah.
You assaulted me.
Well, yeah, it's everybody's
What a
attitude.
2018 thing to
You
say.
offended me. So.
Good.
I thought that it was only the pacification of America, not Canada.
No, it's dude.
Canada is pretty
seeping.
damn. I
Canada's
love Canada.
seeping down
Seeping
here.
through the board.
Canada's seeping down here with all the insidiousness and speed of a puddle of syrup. And it's sticky sweet, and everybody really digs it, but there's a price to be paid for that sweetness, folks. And that price is that you lose your edge, man. And you stop being sharp, and you stop being aware, and you get comfortable.
Oh, I think Canadians are very
You get
aware.
comfortable, and you get complacent.
If anything, Canadians are way more aware of what the fuck's going on here than they are in their own goddamn country.
You don't speak for all Canadians, Kyle.
No, I speak about quite a bit of them.
Are you the Jesse Jackson of the Great White North? The Emperor of Canada?
My Canadian brothers.
Actually, he's not wrong.
I'm not.
Because
Well, there's
Every time I go over there, it's all
two of
about
them
American
say it, it
politics.
must
They're not
be
talking to
true.
me about
No,
what's
no,
going
no.
on there.
I'll give you
It's probably true because there's more going on down here, and it's got more worldwide relevance.
We're just more interesting.
It's got more worldwide relevance and pertinence to
Well,
them.
we're more of a comedy show to them than
Oh, I'm
anything.
sure.
Well,
to the rest of the world, too.
yeah.
Man. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, I remember during
We've been
our
hilarious for years, dude. Sam Kinison did a whole comedy bit about it. We cracked the world up. You ever heard that?
Nah.
He goes, "Oh, the whole world loves us. We cracked the world up." He said, "We'll bomb the hell out of Russia, leave it a barren wasteland. We'll build a McDonald's, one McDonald's, take off."
You're welcome.
He's like, "Well, one McDonald's, yeah, you're welcome." Like all these people starving, been living in rubble. Like, yeah, give them a junior Whopper meal. Give them a McRib.
They get a McDonald's and obesity.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's two mints in one.
Last time I was over in Canada to see my family, though, that's all they talked about was during the presidential campaign. They were like, "Oh my God!" All they did was
they're
talk about
bombarded
Trump.
with it, yeah.
Trump.
The news is going to be what the news is. I mean, that's why there's a reason when you watch WPTZ up here that it's all Vermont, New Hampshire, because there's really not a whole lot going on around here. Like, if somebody got murdered, if there's a serial killer in Plattsburgh, I'm sure they'd cover it.
That's
You know
about
what I
it.
mean?
There's a serial rapist right now.
In Plattsburgh?
Yeah, he holds people at knife point and rapes them.
Why is that
It's in my
funny?
buddy's neighborhood.
Why are you giggling about it?
Yeah, I heard he was like about 5'11", 5'12", or 6'12".
5'12"?
Yeah, 6'12",
Sorry.
5'11".
Yeah,
Sorry,
you're-
metric.
You fucking fell on your face, all right?
5'11",
Sorry, eh?
6 foot, blonde hair, pale skin,
Huge dick.
huge Canadians fan.
Yeah, huge Habs fans. That narrows it down. That's a third of the population out there.
Doing terrific.
You go to Peabody's and turn in a circle, and you got 5 suspected rapists right there. You know what I mean? And 3 of them are guilty. Sorry, Peabody's.
I would say it's more.
I didn't mean you
green room.
specifically. I meant any random bar and anywhere in America. I love Peabody's. Chug a mug.
Yep. Chug-a-mug Mondays.
Anyway.
No, but
I digress.
every time I go over
We
to
can edit
Canada
that out,
and
right?
talk to my family, they're all about that Trump, huh? And I'm like, I'm sick of talking about it.
It's a
You know what
joke
I
to
do?
them.
I think
I
that's...
apologize to
because
them.
what we
I'm like,
do
I'm
is
sorry.
What do you guys end up talking about, though?
It's about basically something that's going to directly affect me, but they think it's going to directly affect them as if like they're basically that's their president, you know. So if
They
anything,
got Trudeau, though, man. They got Trudeau. They got that handsome son of a bitch, Trudeau.
Woof.
I want to be friends with him.
it's funny how uncomfortable Trudeau was with Trump, though, just from the pictures you see and everything.
Well, wouldn't you
He's
be?
shaking his hand? He's just like, shit.
Yeah, you have to do it, though.
Yeah.
Actually, he did a good job shaking his hand. He did not let him control
Right,
it.
he was one of the only. He's one of the only ones that didn't get pulled in. You know, he's like, no,
What?
we're gonna
So-
meet in
so-
the middle here.
Trump tries to be
See,
so
this is-
dominant
this is-
with a handshake.
And this is where I'll admittedly bow out, because these two, Red and KY, have done analysis on the handshake between
Oh,
Justin
hell yeah.
Trudeau
It's very
and our
aggressive.
president, Donald Trump. Compared to the other handshakes of world leaders, Trudeau apparently measured up remarkably well. Didn't get sucked in, was it, KY?
No, he didn't
Actually,
get sucked
By
in
his
at all.
tractor beam.
Also,
Good for him. No, I like Trudeau well enough. He seems like an affable dude.
No, he's standing.
He's not my leader. Hashtag not my leader. Because I'm not Canadian. I just live really
I like
close
how
to it.
with the tariffs that Trump is just spewing out his asshole lately. He
That's not where they're coming from.
listen.
That's not how laws work around here, Kyle.
Well, he was
I don't know how
was.
you guys do things like...
You know how
K to the Canada.
Mexico and Canada were exempt on the steel tariffs?
Were they?
Yes, and the reason was because he was going to put a whole bunch of tariffs on the Canadian steel, and they just said, "Go ahead, we'll just sell all to China," because they literally have the 7 top construction companies in the world. Said, "Do what you got to do. We're just not going to sell to you." And so Trump was like, "Oh shit, okay, sorry."
Is that what actually happened?
Yeah,
Or is that the narrative the liberal media would have you believe?
it's
Look
just,
at that handshake.
That's a solid hand. I don't care to
he pulls you
analyze
in,
a
though.
handshake.
You need to meet in the middle. You can be firm,
I don't
but he
think
he drags your whole fucking body.
Listen, I like a good handshake as much as anybody. You know what I mean? Like, when I'm first meeting a man, I'd like him to shake my hand, look me in the eye when we meet each other.
He's just trying
That's
to
ideal.
he's trying
but
to
I
set
don't
dominance.
I don't think you can ascribe all these extemporaneous things to a
I'm pretty sure
handshake.
they have a
'Cause
compilation
stuff
video of
can
all his
happen,
handshakes.
man. Stuff
That's what
can
I was
happen.
just
Yeah.
watching.
because I'm a stand-up guy. I'm somebody that, people generally like, but like, what if my hand's all clammy? What if I slip and stumble into you when I'm walking to you to shake your hand? That's forever going to be the first impression. Does that doom me forever to be a klutz and a goon?
There's a lot that rides on that first handshake, man.
To some people.
You better fucking work on it.
Better work on it.
Sometimes
I'm just saying.
Sometimes you have a bad connection.
And my point is
it's
this:
the weird ones that come out.
yeah, you can get cut off. My boss, a certain EW, cut me off one time, and I told him, I'm like, do you want me to curtsy? Like, seriously, do you want to shake my hand like a man, or do you want me to curtsy? Don't cut me off at the knuckles. What's the matter with you?
You'll remember that shit, Like that weird handshake. That's the first impression. I'm not forgetting that.
Or the dead fish handshake, and that's fine. I'm just saying, if somebody is if that means that much to you, and I fail that test, you're probably not somebody I give a shit about knowing anyway.
What about the one I don't remember who he pushed out of the way?
Pretty closed-minded.
Remember all the world leaders are together for?
I'm not a world leader.
I believe it was France's president Emmanuel Macron.
I think it was the Prime Minister of Malaysia.
like Trump.
Kill the Prime Minister.
It's Hansel. He's so hot right now.
Hansel. So hot.
Hanfin. He literally pushed the person out of the way to get to the front for the picture. Like me.
Yeah. He's a spoiled child?
Oh,
what news outlet should we call?
No.
Dude, he's a jackass. He's going to keep doing it. I love how... Dude, his Twitter is almost starting thermonuclear exchanges. This is exactly what we all thought it would be. It's hilarious until we all get vaporized. Yeah. But let's enjoy a few chuckles.
What a world we live in.
Honestly, let's enjoy a few chuckles about it until we die, because it's out of our hands anyway, isn't it?
It is.
1:51 here. Bright and early Thursday morning.
He just complains all the time.
Huh?
It's an attack. No, it's an attack on our country.
Yeah,
everything's an attack on our country.
Yeah, he's got a persecution complex. We knew that too.
Did you know
everything's an attack?
He
makes everything about him.
Donald, it's an attack on you. I'm not affected by this at all.
Trillion pounds of garbage is being sent back to us from China.
Yeah, I heard that.
Just like trash.
Yeah, they won't take it. They won't take our trash anymore.
Is that where we've been sending our trash?
Yeah.
Well, we send it all over.
Oh, that's weird, man.
Where does China put their trash?
In China.
They break it down and recycle
China's pretty big.
Actually,
I think they just burn it, and that's why the air looks like it does over there.
Yeah. Actually, no. Is it Switzerland or who is it that burns their trash? Sweden.
They burn their trash, and it's 99%.
And they
emission free.
Well, no.
They're emission free.
What they do though is they
Admission
use
free.
that towards energy.
You have to pay to get in.
God damn you! Emission free. Fuck you.
You get like a stamp. What if you go 2 nights? Do you get like a stamp on your hand?
I misspoke. No,
I don't even think you misspoke. I just thought it was funnier to say admission free.
It creates electricity.
Really?
Yeah. Like, why can't we adopt that?
There's all kinds of
you
potential
wanna know
for
why?
energy in places that they... I know, we all know
garbage
why.
is big business for the
Exactly,
mob.
dude. Exactly, because the unions control the garbage, man.
Yeah.
That's the way it is, man.
Making money off our junk.
There's always going to be a better way to do things.
In Sweden, recycling rates remain high.
There's always going to be a better way to do things. Give me your vape. I want to try your vape.
Only 1% of Sweden's waste winds up in landfills. Half of it's recycled and 49% is burned in waste-to-energy facilities, which is up 39% from 1999.
What is that?
It's called Pennywise. It is a...
Tastes like an evil clown.
Well, it's one of the ingredients is
evil clown's dick.
Smashed clown nose strawberry. Like it's
what
weird.
Is that?
It's strawberry lemon, or excuse me, strawberry watermelon and bubblegum flavor.
It's yummy.
It's a good time. They have a new one now. It's grape flavor from that clown series.
It's
really
good.
JP? It's really good.
The mystery flavor. Like the Airhead mystery flavor.
Jesus Christ. It's not a wine tasting.
It is. It's for me. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yours is a little more grown up, and yours tastes a little more like candy.
Are you shocked?
No.
We just talked about that.
No.
Doesn't add the pounds. It's a win. Just adds
Sitting
the
around eating desserts and breads, getting all fat and sassy. I love that woman. I love that woman. I really do. I remember her name and everything. I just don't remember where she's from. But her name's Shirley Nash.
I never knew her name.
I've watched it so many times that I looked at the little bar down at the bottom. That's her name. She's hilarious. She didn't even mean to be. That's the best kind of hilarious.
I want to cue that up.
Cue what out? Oh, you probably want to cue that out too.
Cue what out?
Awful quiet over there, JP.
I am the walrus.
I am the Eggman. Cuckoo.
I am the walrus.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
B.I. Lenin.
Vladimir Ilyich.
Ulyanov. What's he talking about, dude?
What's he talking about, dude? Oh, man, I'm throwing rocks tonight.
Just before the first flakes fell, people in North Mecklenburg County prepared to be snowed in for the weekend, but agree a weekend wave of snow will mean less people on the slick roads.
We'll probably sit around and cook some soups and eat bread and desserts and just get all fat and sassy.
The video is just so much better to see your fucking face.
Yeah, she's wonderful. She's wonderful. I wish it was my aunt.
Yeah.
Not that my aunts aren't. Not that my aunts aren't all delightful. They are.
Did you watch any new Family Guy yet?
A little bit.
Which one did you want?
Oh, the one where Brian did the offensive tweet.
I've been the only one watching Roseanne.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about Roseanne.
Suppose it's really good.
It is good.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good. Great. I didn't care about it when it was on, so like it's not a big deal for me for it to be back on. I didn't watch it then. If it was a revival of a show that I was really into, I'd be way into it though.
I just really want you to watch the Christmas special, Family Guy. The recent one is just so good.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
I'll have to do that.
You guys watch Rick and Morty, right?
I do enjoy Rick and Morty.
They uploaded a random episode
Yeah.
out of nowhere, and it was a fan-made episode.
Fanfic.
Like a lot of the animation, it's not really done by them. It is so fucking weird, but it's hilarious.
Rick and Morty's on its face pretty weird,
but it's way weirder.
The creator of
Extremely inappropriate.
The creator of Rick and Morty actually did an animation for Seth Rogen's Hilarity for Charity.
That was weird,
and it was funny.
I was shown that
hilarious.
this weekend. Yeah, it's fucking weird. It's hilarious.
I did not see Hilarity for Charity.
Shaking their dicks.
I am not.
But your brother can't do this. But your brother can't do this, man.
See, I didn't watch it because I don't need charity.
It's for Alzheimer's.
I don't have Alzheimer's.
Me neither.
Do you know why he did that charity?
And if I did, I wouldn't know. And if I did, I wouldn't know it.
Because his wife's mother has Alzheimer's.
Huh?
His wife's mother has Alzheimer's,
Yeah.
so they did it.
And if I did, I wouldn't know it.
Jesus.
Oh, wait, I just said that.
Yeah, that's a...
Zipperhead making fun of people with Alzheimer's. You're on a goddamn roll
I'm making
tonight.
fun of people with Alzheimer's. I'm making fun of the disease itself. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing
Maybe the
funny
disease
about
has
the
feelings.
pain. There's nothing funny about the pain and the suffering that they and their loved ones go through. That's not funny.
Laughter is the best
That's not funny. What's the matter with you?
A lot.
What's the matter with you thinking that's funny?
I'm not.
I don't either. Why are we talking about it? I'm uncomfortable with the whole turn this is taking. But I do stand by my original assertion, which is that if I had Alzheimer's, I probably wouldn't care. I doubt
wouldn't have a choice.
In a lot of instances, I would think a lot of the suffering is done by the loved ones, because it becomes such a... It's horrible at first, I'm sure, but once you're balls deep in it, for lack of a better term, I would think hitting reset so much that you're probably not long-term mentally suffering anyway. I don't know. What the hell do I know about having Alzheimer's?
I wonder if there's, like, in the back of your head...
My name is Ryan.
You realize something is wrong.
I took mushrooms in college. I don't know if that counts for anything.
That you're obviously not right. That's got to be just suffering in general. I don't believe you fully lose the cognitive ability of being like, yeah, there's something wrong here. Why can't I remember this happened? Why, you know,
you lose your.
That's got to be so incredibly frustrating,
first, don't you? Like it's your long-term stuff. Like you forget like the fundamentals. That's what's.
Imagine somebody telling you like, "I'm your son," and like, "No, you're not."
Well, a friend of mine, she's a voice teacher down in New York City, and she's got a wonderful voice. She's actually got one of the nicest singing voices I've ever heard in my entire life. And she just put up a post the other day about how this old man that she was giving voice lessons to, and they'd picked out songs for him to sing at this birthday party he was throwing, and it was a big thing. And then she got a voicemail from him, like basically very curt and rude, and saying that, you know, I told you I don't want to do this anymore, and blah 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 blah, like basically saying I don't want to deal with you anymore. And she's like, this girl's like the sweetest girl in the world. Like she would never say or do anything to offend somebody, especially somebody old like that. And she was confused about it, and then tried to reach out to him again and got another response. And it sounded to me like he's got dementia or something along those lines, because this was very jarring for her, and she was like super upset because she loves this guy, you know what I mean? She's been giving him voice lessons for years, and she doesn't have any way to like contact his son or his other members of his family and stuff like that. So there's an instance. Not funny at all.
Yeah, that's got to be hard.
Mm-hmm. I imagine.
So, I mean, is he not going to do the voice lessons anymore?
I don't know,
is it like a solid thing, or is like the next week it's going to be like, oh, how you been?
I would hope for her sake alone, because I don't know him. But I would hope for her sake there's some kind of resolution to it one way or the other.
Right.
I can't imagine that he was, you know, mad at her.
Time he was.
Yeah, apparently.
But afterwards.
Again, irrational anger is a symptom of that stuff too. You know what I mean? They have hyper emotional outbursts quite a bit. You saw that. My daughter's mother was a CNA for years, and I used to go see her at work, and you could hear it happening all the time. You know what I mean? It's just people screaming all the time. And
well, I think what the anger comes from is their inability to recognize their surroundings, though.
Yeah.
I mean, my grandmother had
always a
Alzheimer's,
and you're not at home.
And she was not aware of, like, because my aunt, you know, her daughter had taken care of her for years, which is why she lived as long as she did. And she did not know who her daughter was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she did not know her name, you know, unless every morning my aunt would tell her, you know, she'd say her name, and, you know, that's the only way she would know it throughout the days, because she'd just, like, reiterate it
all the time,
constantly.
Mm-hmm. You have to.
You know?
Yeah, like Zack Loco said, it's...
But that's the only reason why
you have to.
It's the loved ones of
it's the loved ones that are suffering around.
Yeah.
Like, she wasn't in there crying because she had hurt her daughter's feelings. She doesn't even know that's her daughter. That's what I'm saying. It's one of those ignorance is bliss kind of a... And again, you're not ignorant if you have Alzheimer's. That's probably a really poor choice of words, but that's what I mean. If you don't know what's going on, it's not bothering you.
To deal
the
with
people around you,
Alzheimer's,
though, it's got to be hell. Yeah. It's got to be hell for your kids. I mean, I can't imagine if my mom or dad didn't recognize me. You kidding me? I'd be heartbroken. I just went out and saw them tonight.
No, I remember the first time when I realized my grandmother had Alzheimer's. I was home from college. She's like, oh, and I went, you know, see my grandparents. You know, I was home for the summer, and she was out back on the bench. You know, they own a lot of property, and she was out back in the woods there, and she did that all the time, just sat there.
Just chilling.
Yeah, just watched nature around her. I went back, I said, hey, Grandma. She's like, hi. Oh, yes, I know. You went to school with Sharon, which is my mother's name. I'm like, what? Yeah, you graduated with Sharon. I said, no, I'm Sharon's son. I'm your grandson. You know, and she had, oh, yes, that's right, you know.
But that's
it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that's a drag.
They have no clue.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wonderful for them, but
that's what I mean. The suffering's like, they're like the eye of the storm kind of a deal, right?
Yeah.
That's probably a much better way of putting it than
the eye of the storm.
Than anything. Yeah, than anything else. You know what I mean? Like, they're the eye of it. There's nothing really happening to them, but they're indirectly affecting everything around them in a big radius. It's sad, man.
I mean, it's great for my grandfather over in Canada. Full-on dementia.
Yeah?
Doesn't remember anybody.
Really?
Just tries to sleep with every female on his floor.
I'm a new man.
Now, and again, like, this might sound like an oversimplification, but is he happy?
Yeah, he's
happier than... Is he happier chasing ass?
As they say, a pig in shit.
Happy chasing ass over there?
Yeah.
If he's happy, I'm happy for him, man.
I mean,
you know?
The chance of a second life.
Yeah.
My father's mother.
What the hell, man?
You know, and when my father and my mother go over to see him, hitting on my mother all the time.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. I mean, not really. He's not getting it, but
No, he's not getting it. But
He'll never give up.
yeah, but like,
he will not.
Like how many guys out there half his age are afraid to pull the trigger? You know what I mean? And he's just casting a wide net. I think taking the shotgun approach, if you're at a certain point in your life and that's what you want to do, like just load it up, shoot, you'll hit something.
He's always wearing a chapeau.
Nice.
You know.
Does he wear a lot of Argyle?
Of course.
Nice.
My father's father.
Oh man, dapper little man. I bet he's probably burying that old dog, and he's probably like an old rabbit, just hopping hole to hole.
Who knows what sort of diseases he's gotten since he's been in there.
Did you? That reminds me of the Parks and Rec skit where they're trying to teach the old people to use condoms.
Well, what if I have multiple partners?
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh my! When I sit down to do my dirty business, my gonads hangle in the water.
I got bubble cut hot sinks.
I ran over my testicles with my jazz scooter.
Nothing beats, though, when he's seeing the doctor.
Oh, I wipe and I wipe and I wipe, and it's almost like
Still
I'm
poop.
wiping with
Still
a
poop.
It's still poop. It's
Still
almost
poop.
like I'm
It's like-
wiping with a marker.
It's like wiping a marker.
Yeah, it's like wiping a marker.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff.
What was the deleted scene where you mentioned the Kim Kardashian sex tape?
Oh, it's like everyone loves a good comeback story. And they're like,
She had
Mike
come in her back.
Tyson, and there's somebody else, and he's like, Kim Kardashian?
Like
Kim
what?
Kardashian? Yeah, she got come on her back in that.
And then Ron Swanson just loses it.
No, it was Jerry.
Oh, Jerry loves it. He's
Jerry
like,
freaks out, yeah.
oh my God.
Gary or Jerry.
Barry.
Anyway.
I love that show.
Yeah, it's
My
great.
God. I find people that can't get into the office but they
I'm
love
kidding,
Parks
by
and
the
Rec.
way. Judging people based
lying
on...
to themselves.
Yeah, that's
'Cause they're
weird.
The same
That's
the
weird.
Same
They're
creators.
well, it's not even that. It's the same layout, especially initially.
Well, it's by the same people who did it, but The Office was the show that started that type
Yeah,
of
the
camera work.
cutaways
Yeah,
and the
looking
cutaways and
directly
all
into the camera
Yeah,
and the interviews.
yeah. You could argue that the British office.
Yeah, the British office started it.
Touche. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I forgot
It's
about
like
that.
the British Shameless started Shameless.
I've never.
The
heard-
British
what's-
House of Cards started
what's-
the American
What's
House of Cards.
Shameless? I've never heard of
Oh,
that.
come on, you know what Shameless is.
Well, it's Showtime, so.
Yeah, he knows.
Are
what
you being dead
Shameless is.
serious?
No, he's being. No, he's.
This is
nobody-
being
I've
facetious.
seen. It's
Oh.
facetious.
Facetious.
It's facetious. And yeah, I've seen it.
Of course you have.
The wife.
If you haven't seen it, you fucking heard about it.
wife's
Because
a
people
big
won't
fan.
shut the hell up.
Wife's a big fan. I tune in and out. Like I watched. I think I watched like the first 3 seasons of it, and I dug it. But again, it was one of those things like, oh well, I like it, but I don't feel like I have to find out what happens next.
I do like.
You know what I want to find out? You know what I do want to find out what happens next with is me.
My show.
You know, me
I'm my biggest
tomorrow. Let's find out about that. Give a
like
shit about Emmy Rossum.
Oh, I do.
I really don't.
No.
No, she kind of bug-eyed and looks like she might be sticky.
That's what I love about her.
That's fine. Different strokes for different folks. She does have some perky little titties on her.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah. Like again, she's not like gross or anything. Just not my cup of tea.
The show you
want
care
it?
about the most is always
I'm
Sunny.
saying I wouldn't. I'm just saying like if I was gonna select a celebrity that I got to cheat with, it wouldn't be her.
Who would
There's
it be?
Who would it be? Oh, am I batting lead off here? Are we all gonna do it?
I'll do it.
Yeah, you go first.
Emma Watson all day long.
Emma Watson.
Smart, sexy.
And who are you gonna cheat on Emma Watson with?
No one, because there's no fucking way in hell she would ever. Who would I cheat with Emma Watson? Oh. Emma Stone. I just love the Emmas.
You are a dog, and stay the hell away from my house.
Jessica Simpson
All right.
back in the Dukes of Hazzard days.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Fuck.
That was pretty all right.
Fuck.
That was pretty all right.
God damn.
All right, Red, batter up. Celebrity exception. Do you have that with your wife, by the way?
Julia Lewis.
Fuck is. Oh, never mind. I was about to
Are
say.
you serious right now? You
Fuck
want-
She's
yeah.
looking
you
damn
wanna
good for
smash out
57
a
years
lane?
old.
Goddamn right I do.
She does look pretty much exactly the same as she,
As she
always
did
has,
when
and good
she's-
for her.
yes.
And she's very funny, which is
She
sexy as
has
hell.
aged well.
She has. Time has been very good to her. So you're current. Wow, that's
Why
a
not?
bold. I'm not saying I'm not here to judge.
You wouldn't?
I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm just saying if I had to pick one, I wouldn't be her. That's all I'm saying. That's fine though. I always thought Elaine
I'd
was
be
fine
JP.
as hell, man.
Oh,
I love me some Elaine, and she's funny as hell on beat.
I could almost pick one for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Zoe Saldana.
really? I thought it was gonna be the
That was gonna
twerk
be-
girl.
yeah,
there.
Lexi
Lexi
Pantera.
Pantera.
Everyone does.
She's looking better than ever.
Well, from the waist down in yoga
No,
pants.
she's all around, man. She's hot.
You already picked Emma Watson and her weird skeletal.
If I'm cheating on Emma, I can cheat on anybody with anybody
you
I want.
kill
at that
Emma
point.
Watson.
What?
I mean, seriously, like she better be on top.
I could see
Oh.
that on the news.
Yeah, yeah.
Heard that.
Remember on American Dad when the neighbor
Go
sat
to
on
prison smiling.
Remember on American Dad when the neighbor sat on snots and he couldn't get out? Anyway, God, who was mine?
You forgot?
Yeah, I've had a couple. It used to be Christina Ricci, but it's not Christina Ricci anymore. It was Christina Ricci for a while. It was Mila Kunis for a little bit. Oh boy, that's a sticky wicket, boys. Oh God.
Searching.
Yeah, right.
Searching.
Spank Bank. It shouldn't be a porn star either. That's
File
so
not
dumb.
found.
Should be something more unattainable than that. Yeah, file not found. I don't know. Probably ScarJo.
That's
No,
Probably ScarJo.
it's understandable.
Probably ScarJo.
That booty.
Black Widow especially. Yeah. And probably ScarJo.
Fuck.
Yeah. And big DSLs of hers.
I still take
I mean,
experience.
Although you know who I got a
Oh,
crush on
I know what
and
I'm
always have is Amy Schumer, regardless of what she looks like, regardless of how her weight.
I've lost a lot of
fluctuates
respect for that.
or what her
woman.
hair does. I don't care.
She's been accused of stealing jokes. and
Yeah, she
material.
has. She has.
That's fucked.
So has Louis C.K. So has every single comedian.
You don't think
Most of it happened.
You don't
there
think
was
all
They all take
comedians
notes at
take
each other's
things
shows
that-
and
yeah,
shit.
do.
You
They
know?
all do.
But like, there's people that blatantly do it though. Like,
You mean she's
there's
taking
no
it
variations of it.
word
It's
for
literally
word.
word for word. Like
Dane
Carlos
Cook.
Mencia is probably the most famous one for that.
Dane Cook.
Dane Cook as well. Even though I don't care because Dane Cook's delivery is
There's
fantastic.
a guy over in France that's or is it France or England who's identical to Jerry Seinfeld. Like he does Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, but is he like an impersonator?
No,
Admittedly
no, he's
doing it,
Does he
or
have big
He's a-
fake horse teeth and bad
he's a
perm?
stand-up comedian who does
Bad
Jerry
attitude.
Seinfeld's acts.
Yeah, but if it's in French, it's no big deal.
Yeah, no one's listening.
Jerry's so fucking.
Well, no, Jerry actually hangs out with him.
C'est
Oh,
magnifique.
Yeah.
C'est magnifique.
He like accepts it.
Jerry's so goddamn rich, you don't care.
Jerry could.
Fuck, he makes.
You
so
know
much
he's
money.
cashing in royalties on that shit.
Yeah, he'll never get AIDS.
Jerry's a dick. You ever like?
Good for him.
He really is an asshole.
Good for him.
But he's
You know
very,
who I
Most
really
comedians are.
very
Alright, if we're
blatant.
gonna-
Yeah,
Most comedians
true.
are. Most of the good ones.
You know who I really like though? Larry David.
Larry David's
Larry
phenomenal.
David's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a funny old Jewish neurotic man.
And I think he is what made Seinfeld Seinfeld.
He's what made Costanza Costanza. Is basically Jason Alexander playing Larry David.
I was in the pool.
He's playing Larry David.
I was in the
You know
ball.
what I mean?
He was, yeah.
And he did it extremely well.
Yeah.
Larry missed quite a bit of Seinfeld seasons though. As a writer, he stepped out. Yeah, he was absent.
There
for,
was a few. There
Yeah.
was a few gaps there.
Yeah, but not many.
Yeah, I don't think it was like. I don't know if it was full seasons.
No.
I think our esteemed colleague to my left might be mistaken about that.
No. He was a main contributor to the
He was one of
writing
the
on
creators.
that. Yeah. He was a creator and he was a main contributor. Even up to the final seasons, he even appeared in a few shows.
Yes, he did.
And no one knew that he
Nobody knew.
Yeah, he left in
Especially
the
not you.
seventh between 7 and 9. He wasn't even on the show. Like he wasn't a part of it.
Yeah, but
He absconded without cause.
So I mean, no, but for the majority and probably the most famous episodes, yeah, of course he was a part of it. Yeah, for sure. Jerry made the most money on it though. Of
course.
I mean, obviously it's named after him, but
Is it? Yeah, it is, isn't it?
I don't
I don't recall.
I don't think it
and
was.
then they made a sitcom directly about him within a show that's about him. Well, technically the show's about nothing, but
You know what? You want to know the funny thing though?
Is that the one with the fish? Nah, that's American Boy.
I actually, I mean, I'm a huge Seinfeld fan, right?
That's mine.
Everyone here knows.
yeah,
But I'm more of a fan of Curb Your Enthusiasm
that's a show I need to get going on.
than I am of Seinfeld.
I like
Really?
Curb Your Enthusiasm. I've heard nothing but
I
wonderful.
didn't-
And it
I've
got a
never
guy.
watched Curb Your
And Curb Your Enthusiasm
back to back,
freed a
but I
man
watch,
from prison.
Like I hop in.
How?
Right? It was Curb Your Enthusiasm they were filming when that guy got freed from prison, right?
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah, this guy was in prison for murder, was found guilty at trial, and then it turned out he was at a Dodgers game. Was it a Dodgers game or a Padres game? He was at a baseball game. It was a Dodger game, and they were filming Curb Your Enthusiasm at the ball. They were filming
he's
scenes at
literally
the
on the
ballpark.
footage.
He's in the footage. You can see him.
Wow.
So like his alibi is like rock solid. They can prove that he was at that game, and he couldn't have committed this murder. Like I don't remember how long he was in prison, but they like had to let him go. Yeah. So yeah,
I forgot about
freedom,
that.
man. Yeah,
It was, you know what episode that was?
it was probably the one with the Dodger game.
Yeah, no. Well, no shit. But no, it's the one where he got the hooker. He picked up a hooker so he could ride in the carpool lane. Because he was going to the Dodger game.
Yes.
That's fucking awesome. Shit, I need to watch this show right now.
And Larry David took the hooker to the game.
Okay, if we're going to talk about shows, did you watch it?
I've been very busy.
What's it?
Captain Leonard, dude.
I have not forgotten about two. Have you watched any more Firefly?
No.
There you go. So fuck yourself. What do you want me
That
to
was
do?
an hour and a half episode.
Yeah, they're
I'm
not
asking
all,
you to watch 30
Sheldon,
minutes.
you're having
they're
him
not
watch
all.
Firefly.
They're not all an hour and a half. That's the only one that's an hour and a half. You're gonna give up on a show because it was a little too long for you.
Did you even watch?
We made a deal.
You didn't even watch the first
Doesn't
episode.
that mean anything to you,
I've
JP?
been very busy.
You're backseat girl.
You're not busy. You're
But what's
backseat
your
girl.
then what's your hold on? Then what's your excuse? What's your excuse?
Who's gonna ride
It's
back
not
there if you're not
sci-fi.
there? You're backseat girl.
We made a deal. It doesn't fucking matter whether you like it or not. I mean,
I've watched a full episode. You haven't even watched a full
sure.
episode.
I'm literally like 10 minutes from finishing it.
Yeah, you still haven't even finished it.
There's
I
no-
finished
you
the
don't-
full
you
hour
can't
and a half
even get
episode.
Still don't
home
have
in
an
10
excuse.
minutes.
You're not gonna finish it. I know you won't.
And then
I
start
will.
up the DVR.
I don't think you will.
I think I will.
Fuck you. No, you won't.
He's gonna do it out of spite now.
No.
You guys are so right for each other. Like, one of these days, you're just gonna end up fucking each other right on the table here.
I don't
Who's
think
to say
so.
they haven't?
Oh, that keyboard's not nearly sticky enough.
Not yet.
It's recently purchased. Give it time.
Is there Scotch Guard on it or something?
Okay, that's going to wrap it up for us, ladies and gentlemen. Dudes News Daily. Don't forget to check us out on our social media accounts, facebook.com/Dudes News Daily. Go ahead and give it a like. Share our page as well. The more people that we get out to and reach to, the more content we can bring you as well. Also, dudesnewsdaily.com. Still a work in progress. We're slowly getting there. Share with your friends. Tell them about SoundCloud.com. Have them look us up. Please subscribe on the page as well. The more fans we get, the more content we can bring you. Also, JP, want to plug your Instagram?
Yeah, you can check me out at JP at Dude Who's Daily. Also, check us out on YouTube. We're going to be bringing that and actually probably dropping most of our episodes from here on out on YouTube over SoundCloud.
All right. I'd like to thank the creator, JP, our second creator, KY, myself, Red, and our special guest tonight, Zack Loco.
Thanks, guys. It was a lot of fun.
All right.
All right. Hope to see you here again, Zach.
Oh, I'd love to come back.
All right.
All right, later.